After successfully defending his World Championship title, Verstappen will return to the Yas Marina circuit to break the record for most race victories in a career with 15 wins. Because the Dutchman did not win in Brazil, he now has one more opportunity to extend a record that will be difficult for others to surpass. He surpassed the form of 13 that Michael Schumacher set in 2004 and Sebastian Vettel later equaled in 2013. Curious to know more? Now let's get deeper into this. Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Remember to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to ensure you get all the updates. Let's start the video. Because Mercedes has been playing catch-up for the better part of the year after their 8-year streak of constructors' titles was interrupted by Red Bull. This season has been far more challenging for Hamilton than it will be for his 2021 title challenger. The British driver will try to tie Michael Schumacher's record of 15 consecutive seasons, covering their whole careers, in Formula One, where they each won at least one race. This record currently stands at Michael Schumacher's possession. Despite Hamilton's repeated assurances that breaking this record is not essential to him, the fact that Hamilton's colleague, George Russell, won Mercedes' first race of the season in Brazil last time out would have only further spurred the 37-year-old to accomplish his triumph. Even though Mercedes admitted in Brazil that they did not believe their car would be particularly well-suited to the Yas Marina circuit, the team's dominant performance at Interlagos has raised expectations that they can once again challenge for the win in Abu Dhabi. In Brazil, Mercedes competed in the Formula One World Championship. It's only Perez and Leclerc that fight for the second. Even though the Drivers' Championship has already been decided, the battle for second place is still very close, and Red Bull has a chance to win both the Constructors' and Drivers' Championships in the same season. Red Bull's Charles Leclerc and Red Bull's Sergio Perez begin the final race deadlocked in points, although Leclerc has the advantage because he has won 3 races already this season. Perez is Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull. When they left Brazil, a cause of dissatisfaction for both drivers was the inability of their respective teams, specifically their teammates, to support them in any way. Leclerc, falling farther behind teammate Carlos Sainz in the closing moments of the race, asked Sainz over the radio if there was any possibility of swapping third place, but Sainz declined the offer. Of the two scenarios, this one generated significantly less debate. For example, Perez was instructed to give up the 6th place to Verstappen on the final lap, so that Verstappen could try to pass Fernando Alonso of Alpine for 5th. Still, if Verstappen failed, Perez would give back the position on the final lap. Although he finished last, Verstappen refused to relinquish his work to his team, insisting over the radio and later to the media that he had explained his failure and given his reasons to his team. Although Perez initially expressed his displeasure and claimed that Verstappen had exposed who he truly is, the Dutch driver later stated that he would help his teammate if given the opportunity in Abu Dhabi. Because Perez can only fall out of the top 3 if he doesn't earn a point, and George Russell takes first place, Leclerc has ensured a new record. The previous best placing for both drivers in the World Championship was 4th. Do you believe Ferrari is capable of competing with Mercedes-Benz? Even though they have allowed Mercedes to get back into contention for the Constructors' title, Leclerc and his Ferrari team need help to maintain their hold on second place. Despite possessing a faster car for most of the season, Ferrari's lead over the Silver Arrows has shrunk from 66 points at the halfway stage to just 19 points. Ferrari has missed many points because of its poor dependability, poor strategic decisions, and sporadic driver errors. On the other hand, Mercedes fared much better in the year's second half. Due to their failure, concerns have been raised about the future of Ferrari team principal Matti Binotto. This week rumors circulated in Italy that a decision had been made to replace him at the end of the season with his counterpart at Alfa Romeo, Frédéric Vasseur. Although the Italian team denied the allegations on Tuesday, Binotto will likely be subjected to much pressure and scrutiny during the season's final race. If Ferrari can keep up with Mercedes without being passed by them, it will spare them the embarrassment of being caught during Mercedes' disappointing season. There is still a long way to go in the battles for 4th position, 6th place, and 8th place in the Constructors' Championship rankings. Alpine has almost secured 4th place after a strong performance in Brazil. leaving McLaren with a deficit of 19 points to make up in Abu Dhabi. Alpine's success in Brazil came at the expense of McLaren. Lower on the standings, however, the races are much more competitive, with Alfa Romeo in 6th place, just 5 points ahead of Aston Martin, and Haas in 8th place, only 2 points ahead of AlphaTauri. Ricciardo completes his exit from the race, and Vettel gives his final remarks. Sebastian Vettel is competing in the final Formula One race of his 16-year career, and his Aston Martin team is hoping to pass Alfa Romeo and take 6th place. However, Vettel may eclipse those dreams. The 4-time world champion made it public in July that he planned to hang up his cleats at the end of the season, and he has been saying his goodbyes ever since then. The recent results for the German driver have been promising, and he hopes to end the day's action at the nocturnal Yas Marina circuit on a solid note. It would help if you were prepared to shed a few tears. Vettel's retirement is almost guaranteed to elicit an outpouring of affection from the Formula One community and perhaps even from the man himself. If Daniel Ricciardo leaves McLaren without a drive for the 2018 season, the team plans to honor him in some way and give him a send-off. There is no such thing as a sure certainty in Formula One. Thus, rumors have it that the Australian driver might be on the reserve list for either Mercedes or Red Bull for the forthcoming season. Fans, rivals, and maybe even Drive to Survive on Netflix, which has helped contribute to Ricciardo's cult image, will all miss him a great deal when he is gone. In the Formula One automobile, it is the sergeant's job to keep an eye on and guard the driver's seat at all times. In Abu Dhabi, the attention of the Formula One world will also be focused on the young American driver Logan Sargent, who has yet to make his debut in the regular F1 competition. Williams has extended an invitation to the 21-year-old to drive alongside Alex Albon in the 2018 season. But for him to compete, he will need to obtain an FIS Super license. This requires him to accumulate a total of 40 points. He currently has 29 points, the most recent of which was awarded to him for completing 100 kilometers during the second Sao Paulo Grand Prix practice session. This requires him to win. While the Formula One race in Abu Dhabi will award Sargent another point, the last round of the Formula 2 season also takes place at the Yas Marina circuit and can be seen on Sky Sports throughout the weekend. The race is being broadcasted live. The Carlin driver is currently in 3rd place in the championship standings. Hence, for him to gain the requisite points, he must finish 6th this weekend, which will comprise both a sprint and a full-length feature race. Even though Felipe Drugovich has already secured the championship and Tito Porcher has a significant lead in 2nd place, the remainder of the rankings is incredibly tight. For example, the gap between 6th place Sargent and 5th placed Enzo Fittipaldi is only 9 points. If Sargent's performance in the feature race remains the same as in either of the previous 2 rounds, then the 3 drivers closing the gap on him will most likely overtake him. However, the American may have a safety net in the shape of bonus points for maintaining a clean license in both the F2 season that just ended and the F3 season that came before it. This is it, everyone. So tell me, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment below and tell us what you think. We appreciate you taking the time to view the video. If you haven't already done so, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Additionally, turn on the notifications because the video after this